macOS has some great features, but some of them are hidden away. So in this video, I'm going to go through 5 great features, some of which you may never have seen before. These are the kind of things that can save you time and make you more productive. First up, we'll start with a simple one. You may very well have seen this, but maybe not. On Windows, when you have a look in the folder structure, you will see that it is organized with the folders A to Z and then the files below it also in A to Z. Now by default, the Mac doesn't do that. It has everything, folders and files muddled in together, ordered alphabetically. But what if you want it to look the same as Windows, to have the folders together at the top and the files underneath? It's actually really easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it now. So here I have a folder of different software items that I've downloaded, just backups of software that I've purchased. And you can see here that the ones with arrows by them in blue are the folders, of course, as you can see. So we've got different things in there that I've kept. Now, at the moment, it's all ordered in alphabetical order, including the folders. So to sort that now with the folders at the top, we go into Finder and Preferences. And then you'll see an option there, keep folders on top. As soon as I click in this first option, which says in Windows when sorting by name, so I click on that, you can see instantly that the folders are sorted at the top and the files are then sorted immediately below it, which is a much easier way of finding things. Next up is a tip I use all the time. This is a great one. As an example, I could show you. So here I have something on my screen. I have got a document here that I've just edited in Pages. So I'm now going to go to File, Save. And by default, you can see that this is showing me that it will save to my desktop. And you probably already know that if you click the arrow to the right of the folder, you then get a much more detailed dialog box that looks more like the Finder window. And here I could decide, yeah, I'm going to save this on my desktop. Perhaps I'll drag it into a folder in the Finder later on. Or of course I could go through and find what I'm looking for, and I'm going to go into this directory and this directory. Yeah, you could do that, but by far a better way of doing it, or a faster way of doing it, is that you can use a shortcut with a folder that's already open elsewhere on your desktop in the Finder. So here I have a Finder window that's open, and you can see I've navigated through here to a folder called Holiday. Now just say then that I was editing something to do with my holiday in Norfolk in 2019, so I want to put it into this folder here. But at the moment, Pages is looking at my desktop. All I need to do is to drag that folder, or in fact any item that is within that folder, and just drop it anywhere inside the dialog box in Pages, and instantly Pages will change to that directory. So I can now see that I could then give this a name and save it. And then it'll appear in the folder that I had dragged across from the Finder. Great tip, that one. This next one is a great tip for emails or any document really that you might be typing in some wordy text and you want to just check the definition of a word that you have chosen to include. So I've got an email message open here, and I've put in here in a paragraph, I've said I inferred in a previous message. I'm not sure if I'm using inferred in the correct context, so I want to look it up. Of course I could copy and paste that word into a browser, I could look it up there. The easiest thing is to do it straight in the application. So if I double click on inferred in this case, and then I right click, you've got an option there that says look up inferred. So if I then click on that, a window pops up with a dictionary definition. I've also got a thesaurus, so I might decide I want to use a different word. And you can also then look up other things, but you can open it in the dictionary and all this kind of stuff. So there's various options that you can have on here that will help you work out exactly what the word is that you're using without you actually having to change and go into a different application. If you're a regular user of Safari on your Mac, then you'll know that it saves passwords down for websites for you, and then you can use those passwords on an iOS device like an iPad or an iPhone. However, what if you want to take that password and use it on an Android device or on Windows or another device that isn't inside the Apple ecosystem? How can you find out what your password is if you don't use a password manager that is cross-platform? Well, you can find it by looking in what's called the keychain on your Mac, which will give you your passwords. So let's have a look at that in action. If you go up to the search in the top right, and then I'm going to type in keychain, and you can see it's already pre-filled. And if I launch, I'm then into the keychain. And you can see there's a category down the left-hand side, and we have passwords. Now, if I search in the top right-hand corner for a particular website, so I'm going to search for bbc.co.uk, you can then see that I've got a number of options here, web form passwords with the date that they were last modified. As you can see, I haven't changed my password for bbc.co.uk since 2016, naughty me. But if I now then double click on that, you get a box popped up that will show the web address, the account, and other details about that. And there's an option here that says show password. So if I then click on that, type in the password for my account on the Mac, then it will then display the password, which I've obviously grayed out on here for obvious reasons. It will display the password on screen, which you can then copy and use on another device. This last one is an absolute belter. I use this all the time and it is just brilliant. It enables you to take a document that you may have on your desk, physically on your desk, and put it onto your Mac without having to take a photo or perhaps scan it in or something else that is a bit more laborious. And this is how you do it. Now, if you're on your Mac, and you can be anywhere in the Finder, you right click and you'll have an option here that says import from iPhone or iPad. And you can choose to either take photo or scan documents. And you can see here it's given me options to do that from two devices. Rebus is my iPhone and Starsky is my iPad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my iPad just here and I'm going to choose scan documents. You see instantly my iPad is now showing, I haven't had to unlock it, my iPad is now looking for documents. So this is the document that I want to scan in and it will just find it on there. It's locating that document. I can then just press the button and it asks me then if I want to drag the corners in order to just position this correctly. Now most of the time I find this actually works really well, but you can see even though it's at a funny angle, I'm going to be able to keep that scan and it's made it nice and straight. And you can scan multiple pages in as well. I'm then going to hit save on my iPad and then instantly on my Mac desktop we have a scanned document which has appeared as a PDF, and if I open it up there's a document there that I can then use in whatever I want to use it in. So there's a handful of really useful things to do on your Mac that you may or may not have seen before. That last one in particular, scanning documents, is great and I use that all the time. I'd love to know what you think about these and any other tips that you may have for inclusion in a future video. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and that notification bell so you know when there are more videos. And I'll catch you next time.